All right, today we are going to be looking at the best screencasting software. To do this, we're going to be looking at three different softwares and then making a recommendation that you may want to use inside of your classroom. So, our topic again is going to be the usage of screencasting software. To define this, we're going to be looking at a definition from Amanda Thomas, who in 2017 said that the screencasting is the ability to use an app or a software to capture some audio and also the screen that you are using to be able to interact with your students. This lesson and development will be developed through the different tools that could be utilized in the classroom. There are two tools that are cloud-based and one that is more of a software-based download option. So our schedule looking today, we're going to be looking at Screencastify first, and then Screencast-O-Matic. And then after that, we are going to be looking at a PowerSoft and then making a recommendation that you may want to be using inside of your own classroom. So, Screencastify. Diving into this, it is an overall free program, but there is a buy-in option that operates more within Google Chrome. It operates as a Google extension that allows the user to record their screen and voice for a personal link that they can either share with students or share with individuals, and also saves it inside of their Google Drive. So that's essentially what Screencastify is. We'll be looking a little bit more deeper in there. The web link for it is www.screencastify.com. And then if we look at how it's operated for schools, it is ideal for schools, especially if you are a school that is using a Google interface. The program works really well and the best with Google Chrome web browser. Pricing is flexible, so there is some options. Their Screencastify website has reported that 97% of teachers believe that Screencastify has made them more effective inside of the classroom. And they're reporting that on average, Screencastify can save teachers 24 minutes per day on tasks like grading, class prep, professional development, and admin work. So there is a lot of upside, a lot of benefits. It was built for schools, designed for Google integration, and also for optimal privacy and security. So there's a lot of upside to Screencastify. If you look at the pricing, it is, like I said, free with some limitations. So you can only record up to 5-minute recordings. So if you're wanting to possibly record, say, as a substitute for a substitute to show on a screen or to put it onto Google Classroom, you can only do 5-minute chunks. But it does allow you to do that, make edits, and merge to Google Drive. There is a buy-in option, and that buy-in option is $49 per year. And you get everything mentioned in that first plan, with the exception of you get to have unlimited recording time. So if you need to do a 10-minute or 20-minute video, you can do that. If you look at Screencast-O-Matic, it is a software that is a little bit more web-based, which means you're operating more within a web instead of a tool that's going to be used on your web browser. The software can work well with Microsoft. And so if you're a school that uses more Microsoft, like Microsoft Teams and things like that, you can utilize it. Also, it works well with Google as well. One of the things that it can do is it allows students to do assignments. Screencastify has that option as well, but a little bit more directly interfaced with what it can do. It captures lectures for the classroom, so a teacher can turn it on. It will capture the screen, everything that's being done in the front of the classroom, and then you can post that video to wherever it is that you post assignments or resource work. It also allows for more of a flipped classroom, and it works seamlessly with tools that are already used, which is really, really, really great. It's also ideal for professional development. One of the biggest things that has interfaces, like working well with Google, with so many schools being Google-based, That's important, but it also works well with great learning management systems such as Google Classroom or Schoolology. And this is very important because, as Reiser and Dempsey have said in 2018, learners today are interacting more with learning management systems than they have been in the past. So to have something that can capture your screen in your lecture and be able to put that in and develop it in as a means for operating through your learning management system is absolutely ideal in the classroom. So looking at our last option, which is not exactly the most ideal of the options. First of all, kind of going back into Screencast-O-Matic just for a second. That is their web link, and they also have a deluxe version billed annually at $1.65 per month, which is $19.80, or a premier option that is $4 per month and billed annually at $48. And their features are absolutely unbelievable. They're very comparable to Screencastify. So now moving into our last option, which is APowerSoft. This is more of a download software based program, similar to programs back in the early 2000s where a person would buy a CD-ROM and they would have to download the product to the computer. This is sort of what this one does. It has some good upside, but it has some severe limitations as well. So what it can do is it's like the other software. It allows a person to record their screen, edit it for use. It's also good for making a teacher to make a GIF or a graphics interchange format, which is really nice and cool to put into the classrooms. However, there is some downside to this program, and it's not set up as a screencasting tool for the classroom. There's no interface between it and various school accounts or management systems. It honestly, there isn't any security measure to protect the students who might be using this interface. So with that, their web link is www.apowersoft.com. Pricing is at $59.95 per year. So out of the three options, it is the most expensive of the three options. If we look at kind of a review and a recommendation, which one is right for you? Well, one of the things that Nielsen and Goodson has said in their book, Online Teaching at Its Best, is that teachers should really become familiar with an LMS tool, but they should also make sure that they're picking the right tools for the classroom setup to be utilized in those. And if you're thinking about screencasting, this is kind of where you need to pick the right tool for you. If you're a school that is a Google-based school, it would probably be wise to use Screencastify, as everything goes directly to your Google Drive and you can upload it to Google Classroom. If you're a Google school, you're probably using Google Classroom as your learning management system. However, if you're not a Google school or you use something different like Schoolology as your learning management system, you probably want to go with Screencast-O-Matic, because there are a lot more options and tools to work seamlessly in, and you don't have to run everything through Google like you would with Screencastify. The recommendation here is, if you're going to use APowerSoft, use it with caution in the school setting. But if you're just trying to capture your screen, or maybe you want to make some GIFs for your classroom, then that might be a tool to use. If you want to look further in, there was information on the create, innovate content from APowerSoft. Also, you can look at Online Teaching at Its Best, merging instructional design with teaching and learning research from Nielsen and Goodson. Reiser and Dempsey's book, Trends and Issues in Instructional Design and Technology, 4th edition. There's also information in the Essential Tools for Blended Learning from Screencastify, and an easy-to-use, affordable tools that bring lessons to life through video from Screencast-O-Matic. And also, if you want to go and look for the article inside of the journal Teaching Children Mathematics, Amanda Thomas has a great article on screencasting to support effective teaching practices. It is a great article for people to figure out and how to use screencasting. So thank you for this presentation. Hope you choose one of these recommendations of these three softwares for your classroom.